Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in, amma ba'du. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Rina Setyawati with student number 216121255, and today in this video we will learn more about the speech organs, the manner and the place of articulation, and also the voicing. So without any further ado, so check it out. Okay guys, before we learn more about speech organ, manner, place, and also voicing, first we will learn about the difference between phonetics and phonology. Phonetics and phonology is two subdisciplines in linguistic subject. And what's the difference between the two? Phonetics is the study of how speech sounds are produced, what their cycle properties are, and how they are produced. But phonology is the study of how sounds are organized and used in natural language. And also, phonology is essentially the description of the systems and the patterns of speech sounds in a language. And phonetics deals with production, transmission, and reception of all human speech sounds in general with no particular reference to any language. But phonology deals with the ways those sounds are organized in a particular language, and its subcategory of phonetics. And in this video, we will learn about 4 points. The first point is the speech organ. The second point is the manner of articulation. And the third point is the place of articulation. And the last one is voicing. Okay, for the first one is the speech organ. Okay, any three speech organ based on Harmer 2001. The first one is the lungs. The lungs have two parts, right and left. The lungs pump the air in and out of the body through the mouth or the nostrils, and the air is pushed out by the lungs through the trachea to the larynx. So inside the larynx we will find the vocal cord. And the second speech organ is the vocal folds. The vocal folds, also called the vocal cord, are like a pair of lips placed horizontally from front to back. And for the opening of the vocal folds takes two different basic positions based on Yule 2006. The first one is when the vocal folds are spread apart, they do not vibrate. And the second one is when the vocal folds are drawn together and they touch each other or nearly touch, they vibrate. And the third speech organs is the articulators. Any seven the articulators based on Roach 2009. The first one is pharynx, velum or soft palate, and then hard palate, alveolar ridge, tongue, teeth, and the last one is the lips. And then the second point is the manner of articulation. Okay, for the first manner of articulation is stops or plosive. The stop or plosive sounds is produced by the complete stopping of the air stream and then abruptly letting it go. Air pressure from the lungs pushes up and is suddenly released in the sharp bursts of sounds. Of all the sounds we have learned, the sounds is p, b, t, d, k, and g are all produced by some form of stopping the air very briefly and then abruptly letting it go. The second one of manner of articulation is fricatives. Fricatives is used in producing the set of sounds f and etc. involves almost blocking the airstream and having the air pushed through the very narrow opening. As the air is pushed through, a type of friction is produced, and the resulting sounds are called fricative. For example, when you put your palm in front of your mouth when producing fricative sounds, you will feel the stream of air being pushed out. Usually, pronunciation of the words place begins and ends with the fricative F and S. Okay, and the third manner of articulation is affricates. The manner of articulation of affricate sounds is produced by combining a stop and fricative. Therefore, there is a brief stopping followed by obstructed release, which resulting in some friction. There are two affricate sounds in English. The sound is ch and j. For example, we will find in the words jam and joy. And then the fourth manner of articulation is nasals. Nasal sounds is produced by lowering the volume and allowing the airstream to flow out through the nose to produce nasal sounds. And sounds may also be produced in the nasal cavity or nose. The volume is lowered and the airstream is allowed to flow out through the nose, with the resulting sounds described as nasal. The sounds are an, and The words man, knocking, and name begin and end with nasals. And the next one is liquids. Liquids are formed by letting the airstream flow around the sides of the tongue as the tip of the tongue makes contact with the middle of the alveolar ridge. In this sense, O and R are categorized sounds in lamb and run are described as liquids. And all sounds is produced by touching the tip of the tongue to the alveolar ridge and allowing the air escape over each side of the tongue. The R sound is formed by curling the tip of tongue up behind the alveolar ridge and flipping it towards and backward without actually touching the alveolar ridge. And then the next one is glits. The sounds b and y are described as glits. They occur at the beginning of wet, y, young, and yes. In some approach, the liquids o and and glits w and y are combined into one category called approximant. And then the last one of manner of articulation is glottal stops. The glottal stops represent the symbol occurs when the space between the vocal folds is closed completely and then released. For example, when we say o, between the first o and the second o, we typically produce a glottal stop. So you can also produce a glottal stop if you try to say the words butter and butter without pronouncing the tt part in the middle. Okay guys, the third point is place of articulation. Place of articulation. The first one is bilabials or bilabial sounds are produced by pressing the upper and the lower lips together. These sounds are b, b, m, and w. As in the initial sounds of the words food, bag, mother, and woman. And the second one is labiodentals. Labiodentals are produced by pressing the upper teeth and the lower lip together. The sounds produced are f and f, as in the initial sounds of the word photo and fairy. And the next one is dentals. Dentals are produced by placing the tongue tip behind the upper front teeth. The sounds corresponding to these are th and th, which can be found in the initial sounds of the words thick and they. And then the next one is alveolars. An alveolar sound is produced by putting the front part of the tongue on the alveolar ridge. The sounds produced are t, d, ch, j, n, o, s, and z. These sounds are found in the initial sounds of the words time, die, jam, judge, now, lamb, say, and zip. And then the next one is palatals. If you feel the roof of your mouth just behind the alveolar ridge, it's feel hard. This is called the hard palate or the palate. Sounds produced with the tongue and the palate are called palatals, also alveopalatals. The sounds are in the picture, and the example is for s and ch is chef and chips. The sounds represent the symbol of is not very common in English, but it can be found as the middle sounds in words like treasure and pleasure. The palatal ch we can find in the words jam and gym. And also the one other voice palatal is the y sounds used at the beginning of words like you and yet. And then the sixth one is velar. The velar sound is made by placing the back of tongue against the velum. The velum is the soft part beyond the hard palate. Velar sounds are represented by the symbols K, K, and O. The sounds K we will find on the words kids and car, and we can find the K sounds in the words get and give, and ang sounds is normally spelled at the two letters ng. The sounds is only found in the middle or final position in the word such as sing and tongue. And the next one is glottal. The sounds is produced without any movement of the tongue or other parts of the mouth. The sound is produced in the glottis, which is the space between the vocal cord and the larynx. It's the sound h, which occur at the beginning of have and house. Okay guys, and the last part is voicing. Okay guys, in the voicing point, we will learn about voiced and voiceless sounds. The first one is voiced sounds. When the vocal folds are drawn together, they touch each other or nearly touch. The pressure of the air coming from the lungs makes them vibrate. Sounds produced in such a way are called voiced sounds. In English, all the vowel sounds and some consonants are voiced. And the second one is voiceless sounds. When the vocal folds are spread apart, they do not vibrate. The air from the lungs passes between them unimpeded. Sounds produced in such a position are called voiceless sounds. In English, some consonants are voiceless. And for the example of voiceless sounds is pad, few, tear, sway, choke, cap, and thing. And for voiceless sound, pad, few, tear, zoo, choke, cap, and this. Thank you guys for your attention and also for watching this video till end. And see you in another video. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.